Welcome to Raw Talent with your host, Mz Tink.
Let's get raw.
On a poetry mixtape. Something people ain't never did before. So
Spicy.
I'm gonna give you a little taste of something that's gonna be on the mixtape.
All right.
So this is called change. Cause you know we all need some change. So if you can catch on, sing along. Cause I can't sing.
Oh, we know.
Disclaimer. I can't sing.
She's so serious.
I don't really need this song. I can do it with my voice, but if you want to sing along, you know what I'm saying?
No, I said yours would be better. Y'all ain't gotta dope me like that.
We not, we just telling
You
facts.
know, I said I couldn't sing. Okay.
Just agreeing.
This how your family do you?
Just agreeing.
Okay, so y'all ready? Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on the silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. Nations constantly divided. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on the silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. Nations constantly divided. From the top of the hill I yell, letting my guts spill out. Telling the same stories the news reports about. But I'm in the playing field, watching families break casket drops. Oh my God, it has to stop. Babies growing up, mothers in jail, the system's fucked up, sending niggas through hell. People scared of the blue screaming, don't shoot as we pull you. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. The system is failing the hood that I'm in. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. The system is failing the hood that I'm in. Growing up on the better side of the tracks didn't immune me to the violence. I lost family and friends in the blink of an eye. Only 16, I had no more tears to cry. Senseless unsensitivity, trouble misled teens. Doing unreal things, causing real pain. 2 lives ruined from 1 man in a split-second decision. 2 moms suffering, 1 in the grave and 1 facing life in prison. It's a revolving, evolving, unsolved issue. So what do? You blame them, and they blame you. Finger pointing, never facing the fact baby boy is gone. It's no bringing them back. We just shut the fuck up and bring down the cap. Silence is here, and life goes on just like that. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. I'm ready for a change. Who's behind me? Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. I'm ready for a change. Who's behind me? Martin marched with millions. Life ended behind a gun. His people took him out. Another song unsung. If there's ever a doubt, find the source. No remorse. Filling minds with stupidity. Bringing darkness, destruction, and negativity. Inspiration birthed in the bellies of babies. When society eats them up, they ain't inspired shit lately. Can't live in fear, gotta walk upright. Sometimes it takes 1 man to make a change, rearrange, motivate, and get some shit right. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. Nations constantly divided. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. The system is failing the hood that I'm in. Bridging the gap, stop the violence. Putting a cap on this silence. Number of deaths constantly rising. I'm ready for a change. Who's behind me? Yes, I'ma keep spitting real shit, filling minds with ill shit. Words so sick, got the government trying to silence it. To never be silenced. Keep going to the beat run out. Cultivating blank spaces. I'm here to stay. Making movements eyes have never seen. Like the great Dr. King, I have a dream. Nothing on a small scale. The only thing small is my proportions. Yet I sit taller than any category you can use to try to label me. Getting my point across while saying less and meaning more. Man's wondering what I'm talking about. Delivering raw shit across sick beats. Taking poetry to the next level. It's prophetic. My words are genetic, creating kinetic, not potential energy, never apologetic for how these words speak to me. Open your mind to see the magnetic pull that it can have on your mental through raw talent. We aren't judgmental, still addressing issues to challenge your mental. It's not accidental. It's no stopping it, creating uncreated shit, changing how you see shit, not rapping, but killing it. Feeding the soul, making you whole through verses over beats. I pump blood to the source of the bleed. Got my daddy watching over me, covering my back, keeping my mind on track, raising my voice so loud, making mama bear proud. Got my sister
sisters and kids constantly on my mental. It's our time to shine. Talent laced with rawness, uncut unless I'm cutting a check. Only just beginning, building my bank. I ain't done yet. This is Voices.